Yeah, absolutely. So I think there's a lot that's keeping us busy in the medium term, but the biggest project for us right now is Equinox, which is the project of bringing together SIX and BME onto one common trading infrastructure, and that's going to fundamentally change the way that we operate things. Member testing starts this year, so it's very much live and taking up a lot of our focus. But I think beyond Equinox, what's really exciting for us at the moment is that we've become a really, truly pan-European player. And it's it's the only exchange group whereby you can list and trade across the UK, Spain, and Switzerland. And I think the question that we need to ask ourselves is, how do we really leverage that? How do we become a truly pan-European growth market, repatriate listings that have perhaps drifted to other venues, and bring together those three exchanges and treat them as one group rather than three separate businesses? And I think that is the direction of travel for SIX at the moment. We want to become a truly go-to pan-European venue. And I think actually we're closer to that than people realize. So retail is actually really central to what we're doing at the moment. We launched a dedicated retail scheme at the BME about a year ago, and the results have been remarkable. We've seen tangible growth in retail executions on the order book. And I think what's really interesting is actually the knock-on effect of that. Retail activity is genuinely improving order book quality on the Spanish market. Depth at the touch is growing, spreads are tightening, and we're getting really positive feedback. And I think at a time where lit markets, lit continuous markets are losing market share to periodic auctions or internalization in Europe, I think that matters a lot. And so retail flow is one of those things that can sustain price discovery and keep primary markets relevant. And that's exactly why we're extending the strategy, and we'll be rolling it out in Switzerland too. So ETFs are a real highlight for us right now, and I think the numbers are quite striking. So if you look at European ETF AUM, it crossed 3 trillion euros last year. And SIX alone had our largest trading day in ETFs in early March, where we surpassed 1 billion Swiss francs in one day. And I think there are two things that really stand out there. The first is algo-driven order book trading in ETFs has grown dramatically, and the share of client turnover executed via the algos has roughly doubled on our exchange since 2023. And the second is QOD, or quote on demand, is now the largest on-exchange RFQ in Europe. And what's interesting is how well those two things have complemented one another. We're seeing firms increasingly plug QOD directly into their ETF algos and use that as a liquidity-seeking tool. And we've just seen that work really well in practice. And I think it's a really good example of what we're trying to do across the board, where we find areas in Europe that are evolving and we position ourselves ahead of it to grow. And I would say that's the story of SIX right now.